Mori Point is an amazing coastal area in Pacifica that's part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. Here there are many trails that take you up to peaks and provide stunning coastal views. I did the loop trail that was about 3.5 miles round trip with 500 feet of elevation. It was a stunning coastal hike that I'll never forget, but there's definitely easier ways to do it if you don't want to walk along the bluffs. Here's all the information on this hike, and be sure to stay to the end to see my food recommendation. Let's jump into it. Mori Point is located in the town of Pacifica right off Highway 1. To get there, you can hike from the Pacifica Pier along the coast, or you can do the trail that starts near Mike's Garden, which is what we're doing in this video. Note that this is a popular biking and running path, so there's not a lot of parking here. The first thing you'll notice is Mike's Liberty Garden, which runs along the right side of the trail. Fascinating idea. I just met the guy, Mike, who made this. He started it as a 9/11 memorial, and he's now 94 years old. So he is allowing other people to have their own plot and to maintain them. There's probably like 60 of them or something here. So it's really cool to see all the individual takes on the garden and see people out gardening and keeping up their plot. It's a great way to start a hike. I saw a dozen people hanging out and keeping up their plots while I was here, and it's a pretty cool way to build and interact with your community. Leaving the garden behind, the trail continued to follow the bike path. I think there's a few different ways to get to Mori Point, but I'm just following the most popular on all trails. It seemed like a good way to get introduced into the area, climbing kind of around the coastal bluffs before you get to the point and back to where you park, but feel free to go another way if you want. All right, we're leaving the bike path and we are heading out on the trail. There's a few different paths down here, so download the All Trails map for the one I'm doing in the description if you're interested, but we're basically going up to those bluffs and around. From here we're heading up on this little steep single track. I think we're gonna have some great coastal views once we get to the top. We'll say this doesn't feel like a very official trail, and it's pretty steep, but it's cool. Wow, look at those views. It's incredible. As the trail began to gain elevation, it looked down over Rockaway Beach south of you. I'd never seen this area before, and I was blown away by the beautiful coastal views that greeted me. I imagine if you don't want to do a lot of hiking, it'd be pretty cool just to walk up to these coastal bluffs and relax. I feel like this trail is a little bit of a choose your own adventure. I've seen people coming up every which way, but look at this, it's incredible. As the trail continues around, it begins the steep and uneven climb as you gain elevation. Note that there's not really a developed path here, so a lot of it is going to be slippery and loose, so definitely take your time. I think that's the end goal right there. That's Mori Point, way out there. But we still got to go over this hill right here. That's the ridge line we came up right there. All the way to where we are now. You can see Pacifica coming into view out there. Wow, that's incredible. When you make it to this overlook before heading down to the point, I have to say this is probably the best view on the entire trail. Mori Point's amazing, but I loved being able to see the coast heading north in front of me. We got a steep downhill section here. I think that there was actually a bluffs trail that person's going on, so if you come, maybe go over there, but I'm already committed. Yep, definitely a better trail right there than what I did. After making it down from the bluffs, you'll be walking along a flat path out towards Mori Point. Look at the wildflowers starting to appear on the trail, yellow and white. Mori Point used to be a quarry that extracted gravel and sand, so I believe this is the remains of that operation. I don't know for sure though, so let me know if you know in the comments. Making our way around to where all those people are at on the point. Just like the rest of the trail, this cove is absolutely stunning. Honestly, this is one of the best coastal trails I've done in Northern California, as the views were just amazing the entire time. Here are just a few clips of what I saw in this section. Eventually we got to the other side of the cove and we reached the walkway down to Mori Point.
So yeah, you definitely don't have to start where I did. It looks like there's a parking lot down by the pier and you can walk along the coast, and then there's stairs that bring you up to here to get out to the point where I came from, way over there. Not gonna lie though, my spot was pretty cool the way that I went.
The steps here are known as bootlegger steps because apparently there was a lot of bootlegging that happened during Prohibition in this area. I ran into a lot more people as I got to this section, and it looks like the most popular way to do this trail is to go along the coast from the pier and up the steps. There was a bunch of mountain bike riders here, and if you're into mountain biking, this is probably one of the best coastal trails you can do.
We made it to Mori Point.
Mori Point looked down the coast and was an amazing place for coastal views. Here's a few shots.
We're saying goodbye to the point and we were heading back up.
As I made my way back up, I grabbed a spot at the bench and just soaked in the views before heading inland to complete the loop.
So the All Trails map has you take a path down there and go along that housing development, but there's a thing called the Coastal Trail this way, so I'm just gonna do the Coastal Trail and see what happens. Plus it looks like there's other people hiking that way. This is why it's good to have a track with you, so I can see the other trails, so I can take the right ones to get back to my car.
Walking up this section took you along a wide dirt path that seemed to be popular with mountain bikers. I passed quite a few bikers on the trail, and I have to say I would love to come back here and do some mountain biking.
So there's where I parked right there. According to All Trails, you can just take that path to go back down to the bike path and walk along the garden, or you can go up this way and over and then go down to the parking area. So I'm just gonna try going up this way, see a new view. The easier way would definitely be that path though. Wow, the views from this hike, stunning. Look at that.
I got lucky visiting this area in the spring as it was really green.
There's the parking area right there. We're just heading down this ridge line to connect with the bike path and walk back to it.
After coming down from the ridge line, we were back on the path to the parking lot. Again, I recommend having an All Trails map as it's way easier to do this.
All right, so we're basically back at the parking lot. That was a fantastic coastal hike with amazing views basically the entire time. Before ending this video though, I wanted to take you to an upscale beachside dining restaurant that you can only have at Pacifica. Let's head there now. Ta-da! Taco Bell, located right on the beach.
Yep, only 5 minutes from where the trail ends, you can get to the Pacifica Taco Bell, which is famous because it sits right on the sand.
Told you it's about as upscale as it comes. Chicken chalupa and a margarita freeze right next to the ocean.
Whether you like Taco Bell or not, it's hard to beat spending less than $10 and enjoying a meal overlooking this view. I sat here watching the surfers, enjoyed the chalupa as the sun set.
Thanks so much for going on this hike with me. We will see you on the next one.